Gender inequality is often identified as, as a major contributor to the high incidence of violence against women. Just yesterday, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced new members to serve on the Commission for Gender Equality. I'm now joined by Tamara Matebula, who is the chairperson of the commission. Tamara, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Fortunately, you've been serving in the commission. What do you regard as your priority, as priorities for your term of office?
Good evening to you, Vuyo, and good evening to your listeners out there. What I regard as my priorities during my term of office is first and foremost the fact that we need to make sure that the Commission for Gender Equality's broader vision is fully realized. And we know that the vision is quite broad, and it's that of making sure that the society is free from all forms of discrimination and gender inequality in South Africa. So we will make sure that together with the new commissioners, we work towards realizing or making sure that we contribute to the realization of the broader vision. The second thing that we think will be a priority for now is that we need to make sure that the Commission for Gender Equality's broader constitutional mandate is understood and is fully realized. Many people do not know who gender equality is and what our mandate is all about. And we must make sure that we go all out to communities. We will make sure that through radios and television slots that we get, we make sure that communities and societies and individuals understand our mandate, and they understand why we are there as an institution that is contributing to the realization of the democracy in South Africa. We will make sure that we go all out there to raise awareness on human rights and women's rights, and those rights of the people that we feel are left behind, like the women that are living with, or persons with disabilities, as well as the LGBTIQA communities. And this last issue that we need to make sure that is that of strengthening institutional systems in the form of making sure that there is more funding allocation that comes to the Commission for Gender Equality so that our mandate can actually be done effectively and efficiently. And we will strengthen internal systems, good governance, cooperate governance, and making sure that everyone in the Commission is working hard to make sure that we contribute and we realize our targets that we have set for ourselves.
Why do you think many people still don't know about the Commission, what it does, and how they can access it?
I must say that in general, people don't know that within the Constitution there was an establishment of the Chapter 9 institutions in South Africa in 1997. And it's even worse with the fact that people don't even know where to go to if they have complaints. And I strongly feel that the Commission for Gender Equality and other Chapter 9 institutions haven't been able to go out there and make sure that they raise awareness first and foremost, but also they make sure that they stick to the mandates. If, for an example, you look at the situation of the Commission for Gender Equality, for many years people thought that we are working as a non-governmental organizations because we were all over trying to address the needs and the issues on the grounds. And right now we are going back to the drawing board through our strategic plan that has been renewed, that will actually start from 2019 until 2024. where we went out and we sat in a strategic planning session and we said, we need to make sure that first and foremost we look at our constitutional mandate and we look at the things that we must do. And those things that we must do should be resourced fully, and those by the way things can be done, but I think priorities and focus should go to the things that we must do. For an example, we are an institution that is supposed to monitor both the national, the regional, as well as the international instruments, though that is a must. The second area that we need to do is to investigate, and we make sure that after investigation we release reports, and we also call upon those institutions that we have investigated to come and appear before the Commission. So those are the areas that we need to actually be strong at. And other areas would be raising awareness, educating the communities about who we are and how they can lodge complaints to the Commission for Gender Equality. And we will work collaboratively with other Chapter 9 institutions in terms of making sure that where we feel that that particular complaint should actually be addressed either by the Human Rights Commission or the Public Protector, we will then refer or work collaboratively. I think as you see the situation in the Alexander investigation, the Human Rights Commission is working together with the Public Protector. And again, I think we will come in as the Commission for Gender Equality if we feel that women's rights and children's rights have been violated in Alexander, for an example.
Tamara Matebula, thank you very much for your time this evening. She is the newly appointed chairperson of the Commission for Gender Equality.